This news brought to you by Lynn Layton Chevrolet Geo in Decatur, where people make the difference.
WAFF 48, Huntsville, Decatur Shoals, the Tennessee Valley News Channel. Now with news from the Shoals to Sand Mountain, with newsrooms in Huntsville, Decatur, and Florence. This is the Tennessee Valley News Channel at 5.
Tractors and cars, if we're not careful, the combination can be dangerous, even deadly.
Make sure this crunch of steel and rubber doesn't happen to you. Good evening, I'm Tom Kennemer.
And I'm Jeanette Smith. Thanks for being with us. They're cropping up all over the road.
The big machines that till our farms, and with those big machines come greater chances for accidents. One farmer was hurt today when a tractor and car collided north of Hazel Green. As Kim Garris reports, spring can be one of the most dangerous seasons.
This is what can happen when farm tractors and cars meet on the road. Already this year, these rescuers have picked up the pieces of 3 tractor car collisions. There are hundreds of fields dotting the Tennessee Valley that are split by roadways. To be productive, these fields must be worked, so farmers have no choice but to cross.
In the spring of the year and during the summer and the fall, the tractors are on the road, and I just say to people, please be careful and look out for these slow pieces of moving equipment.
And the machines are out in full force now. In just a few minutes, 10 tractors passed by me on this rural road. The problem often arises when motorists judge the big machines' movement like they would their cars. That's not how they work.
Our equipment's gotten bigger and wider, and it folds. It takes up a lot of room on the road. Everything. It's a lot more dangerous out on the highways than what it was a few years ago.
Billy Hubert understands how dangerous the combination can be. He was hit 3 years ago, but says the 2 types of vehicles can coexist.
But when people are driving and approach a tractor like that, they need to try to slow down and give it a chance, to move around.
The best advice, be aware and be cautious. In Madison County, Kim Garris, the Tennessee Valley News Channel.
As you can see, farming is a dangerous business. Recent studies show that more than 10% of farmers suffer some sort of injury each year. The most common problems were sprains or strains. Bruises come in second, and fractures rank third. Now, more than 70% of farmers surveyed realize the safety problem in agriculture, but many say they will rely on their own common sense and carefulness to avoid injury. One Valley community is clearing a new path for economic development. A $3 million effort is underway now to widen and deepen the Port of Florence. It'll allow local industries to use more barge traffic. Melissa Campanelle spent the day at the port, and she joins us now from our Shoals newsroom with more on this. Melissa?
Jeanette, several Shoals companies are already shipping bulk materials by barge. But before the Army Corps of Engineers started dredging the waterway, navigating the shallow channel was a challenge.
This crane is unloading potash from a barge. From here, the load is dumped into several 18-wheelers and carried to farms across the southeast. But some companies won't run their barges through the Port of Florence because it's too shallow.
A typical barge needs 10 feet of water to pass through the port. When the water levels are low in the wintertime, there are some spots in this port where there's only 5 feet of water.
We had some severe problems of being able to load and unload barges at critical time. And a lot of our users were concerned about this.
Tuffy Hudson is the port director. He says a wider and deeper port will attract more industries.
What we hope will happen is that additional companies will come in here as far as the Lauderdale, Muscle Shoals industrial development that can utilize our port facility.
Today, workers are clearing debris from the bottom of the channel. Eventually, any 1,500-ton barge that passes through the port can load and unload without running aground.
It's very critical that you can offer also port facilities for the bulk traffic that can go up and down the river.
The waterway will serve as another vital link in the area, tying together ground, rail, and air transportation.
We bring cars in by rail that we transload from rail to barge, and we also bring products in by truck that we transload to barges. So it's a hand-in-hand type thing.
Now, Florence, Lauderdale County, and the state together contributed about 20% of the project's costs. The federal government picked up the rest.
Seems like a big job, Melissa. When do they expect it to be completed?
Jeanette, engineers hope the work will be finished in October. Then the Port Authority will begin acquiring more land in an attempt to make the port even bigger.
Okay. Thanks, Melissa. Tom?
There is no shortage of defense firms in the Rocket City, but one small business stands out. The federal government's Small Business Administration named Dynetics the Small Business Prime Contractor of the Year. The research, development, and engineering firm is known for radar and missile seeker systems. It beat out nearly 150 other firms eligible to win the prestigious award. Officials say most of their business is defense-related. Dynetics is expanding its business into the commercial market, and ventures include drawing up plans for a Taiwanese cable television system and printing a weekly legal journal.
We were very pleased to have been the national winner this time. We have been recognized as being excellent in our defense work, and we think that excellence, engineering expertise, engineering excellence carries over into the commercial realm as well.
The award was presented during National Small Business Week earlier this month.
Congratulations to Dynetics. Well, it's time now to check out our exclusive 48 job line.
Tonight we have several employers looking for skilled workers. Our first openings are for machinists. Several employers have a variety of jobs available. Experience requirements range from 1 to 5 years. Pay is negotiable.
And next we have 2 openings for diesel mechanics. 2 to 4 years experience is needed. The jobs pay around $12 an hour. Now, if you or someone you know is interested in these positions, you can call for more information. 539-2141. That's the Huntsville Employment Service. And of course, as always, we'll repeat these phone numbers for you again at the end of our newscast.
You would look for a job outdoors today.
Oh yeah, just
Beautiful.
perfect. You know, you notice Melissa's hair was kind of whipping around there.
A little.
It's still a very dry and cool north breeze. Looks like it's going to keep up tomorrow, so even a little cooler tomorrow. Getting even more of a break, Tom.
All right. Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. Well, what would you do with $4,000?
Well, Princess Di seems to have no problem finding ways to spend all that cash. Plus, swimmers beware.
Sharks are moving in a little too close for comfort.
Here are 3 easy steps for enjoying Opryland in May. Number 1, go to Burger King and order a mega double cheeseburger value meal. Number 2, receive a free entertainment discount book full of great savings on exciting Opryland attractions like Opryland Theme Park with exciting rides and shows and Nashville on Stage concerts. Number 3, use your discount book from Burger King to enjoy all the family fun at Opryland this May. See you at Burger King and Opryland.
Landmark has done it again! Alabama's #1 volume Chevy dealer has sold so many new Chevys, they're exploding with trades! And we'd rather sell them than take them to auction. So we've cut prices to the bone. Row after row that's simply gotta go. Look at these for under $39.95. Here's more under $69.95. Alabama's #1 volume Chevy dealer is exploding with trades, and we'd rather sell them than take them to auction. So we cut prices to the bone this weekend at Landmark Chevrolet Huntsville.
WAFF's Jay Prater is the Valley's only meteorologist certified by the American Meteorological Society and the National Weather Association. His forecast is coming up.
Hi, this is Biscuit from ZYP, and what's the phrase that pays? ZYP is our favorite radio station. What's that phrase that pays?
ZYP is my favorite radio station.
I like this.
ZYP.
There it is.
ZYP is my favorite radio station.
Excuse me, what did you say?
ZYP is my favorite radio station.
Say what?
ZYP is our favorite radio station.
What in this world can you get for $49.99? At America's Best, new patients get contact lenses or 2 pair of eyeglasses for $49.99, including the eye exam. America's Best contacts and eyeglasses. Daily wear soft contacts or 2 pair of eyeglasses, $49.99, including the eye exam. Now.
All it takes is a little sauce for you.
Get set for the summer months with a Pioneer car stereo. When you hit the road, fire up a Pioneer car unit and let there be sound. Pick the system that suits you and Sewell TV will install it for you. Put a soundtrack on your summer from Pioneer and Sewell TV in Albertville.
All it takes is a little sauce for you.
Crystal clear skies, plenty of sunshine, another rapid rebound in temp across the valley, but because the air is nice and dry, it feels just fine. 77 now in the Shoals, 78 in Jackson, 77 in Birmingham, 76 in Gadsden, 75 in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and here in Huntsville it's 76. And the dew point's at 47, humidity 36%, winds out of the north at 17, gusts to 24, a falling barometer, absolutely no rainfall. Let's check the almanac and you see we're definitely still on the plus side for the month and for 1994. A view from above, 22,000 miles in outer space, showing you crystal clear skies across the valley, just a few clouds. Coastal Florida, and also some moisture now starting to stream on up across parts of Texas. But notice how it's moving due north, folks. It's not pushing towards the valley. We still got that lovely blocking ridge right on top of us. So still no big changes in the weather patterns. Strong thunderstorms are down in Florida. And basically, if you've seen any rain, it's some pretty tough stuff. There is a severe thunderstorm watch across parts of Florida, a tornado watch parts of Texas on into New Mexico, and a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of New Mexico. But we don't have to worry about anything here. All right, what's going on? Pretty much the same setup over the past couple of days. Lows overnight tonight as the air dries out. Going to be even a little lower, 50 in Huntsville, Decatur, 49 in Athens, 47 in Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, 48 in Fayetteville, 46 in Winchester, looks like 52 at the Shoals, Coleman, Double Springs, 51 in Russellville, and 46 in Waynesboro. That's going to be the cool spot. Once again, we'll show you the entire country, and we're going to show you the wind flow at about 18 to 20,000 feet. The Omega block still well in effect. Storming is starting to weaken off the east coast, but it looks like some of this energy is going to start diving down the east coast a little further, and that may shift this pattern as we get on into next week, and more storming is out in the west with a continuation of the upper level storm system there. But for us, the delightful weather continues. The high on the surface is over St. James Bay, pushing in the cooler air. So we're going to roll back the temps again tomorrow. Not quite as warm as today and still delightfully dry. 73 Huntsville, Decatur, 72 in Athens, 74 in Winchester and in Lawrenceburg, 73 in Waynesboro, looks like 75 in Russellville, 76 from Coleman over to Double Springs. Here's your forecast now for this evening. Clear skies, a bit breezy and cool. 72 at 7 o'clock, down to 63 at 9. Overnight tonight, another starry night, chilly, low down to 50. And tomorrow, wall-to-wall, 100% sunshine, breezy, and a touch cooler than today with a high of 73. Hang on to your hat, though. Winds out of the north-northeast at 10 to 20. Here's a look at the Tennessee Valley Weather Planner. You can see plenty of sunshine, maybe a couple of clouds popping up, but the muggies really don't get turned on until Saturday. We get back into the 80s. Don't even see a small shower chance till late Monday, maybe on into Tuesday. Weather school question for tonight. The ultimate limiting factor for weather radar is what? The amount of power the radar has, the size of the antenna, or the curvature of the Earth? We'll have that answer coming up for you a little later on.
Weekend's looking good, too.
It's looking fantastic.
All right. Thanks, Jay.
Well, if your nightly schedule includes driving on I-565, you might want to plan on a delay. State highway officials will periodically stop traffic tonight on I-565. They're testing bridges on eastbound lanes from Triana to the Parkway. Crews will begin their work at 11:30 tonight, and they plan to finish up by 4 in the morning. And for folks over in the Shoals, the wait is almost over. Golfers will be back on the links at McFarland Park on Saturday when it reopens. It was an ice storm last February that toppled trees and branches there and forced the closing of the facility. Workers had to battle high waters, waiting for dry weather to clean up the mess. Meanwhile, the city lost thousands of dollars as frustrated golfers had to tee up elsewhere. Fire consumes more than 3,000 acres of forest.
That story tops Worldview this evening near Wallace, North Carolina. Forest Service officials say lightning may be to blame. Helicopters, planes, and more than 100 firefighters are working together to put the forest fire out. In jolly old England, some royal family members are reportedly not so jolly. It seems they're a bit miffed at Princess Diana's spending habits. She is reportedly spending more than $4,000 a week on clothes, trips, and cosmetics. And if you're planning a vacation to Miami, Florida anytime soon, you may want to reconsider swimming off South Beach, especially in deep water. Very large sharks have been spotted, some a little too close to swimmers, but no shark attacks have been reported. And that's a look at Worldview this evening. Jan?
An Alabama school is back in the national spotlight. The Justice Department is asking for a federal court to pressure the Randolph County School Board to fire or reassign a high school principal. The problems go back to when Wedowee principal Hewlin Humphreys threatened to cancel prom if interracial couples planned to attend. The school board suspended Humphreys, but later voted him back. AmSouth Bank lends a helping hand to several Valley schools. It awarded over 115 grants today, totaling just over $650,000. AmSouth officials say they believe the best way to give back to a community is by investing in the future. And this is the 4th year AmSouth has awarded the Educational Excellence Grants, and I'm sure they're much appreciated.
Oh yeah, they can use that money. Sure can. Well, just ahead in Health Watch, there are new reasons to watch your weight as you head into those 30-somethings.
Plus, skin cancer can run in families. Holly introduces us to a mom and daughter who are doing all they can to beat the disease.
Fine. With Wendy's 99-cent super value menu, you can do things you just can't do anywhere else. For instance, take a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, put it with a big order of Biggie Fries and Biggie Drink. Or replace the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger with a bowl of rich and meaty chili, and the fries with a big baked potato. Or if you like a fresh salad, choose a Caesar side salad. You know, with our 99-cent super value menu, I could do this all day. Are you with me?
Right, Dave.
Good. Now take a Frosty, a bowl of chili, and put it with a Biggie Drink.
A cop wrongly accused of murder has only one person who can prove his innocence, himself. Richard Crenna, Threat of Innocence, tonight on NBC.
Tonight on an all-new Law & Order. A story ripped from today's headlines.
Somebody get a doctor?
A tennis star attacked.
Guy with a stick. That narrows it down.
A rival is accused.
Allison gave him 10 grand.
I can't believe she'd do it.
But when the truth is revealed, it will shock you. A powerful new Law & Order, NBC tonight.
When your job puts you in a world of hurt, you need powerful relief.
Power, BC Power.
No matter where you're hurting, you need the power of BC.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
When you need strong relief, BC Powder stops pain fast.
The power of BC.
We look for heart, for desire, for real communicators. Dan walked in one day, sat down, and he said, hey, I'm ready to go to work. Right now he's working at the return desk. He'll pull 2 carts at a time to get the returns put away. Not a day goes by where he doesn't high-five somebody or tell somebody a silly little joke.
Protect and beautify your home with Glidden Evermore exterior paint. It cleans up easily, dries quickly, and resists blistering and peeling. And you can find it at a guaranteed low price every day at the Home Depot.
There's not a thing in my store Dan can't do.
If you've been thinking about playing the market this year, you'll want to take advantage of the stock sale now at your Jeep and Eagle dealer. Buy or lease a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo and save up to $1,200. Or buy or lease a new Eagle Vision. Get a great return on Jeep Cherokee Sport with air at no charge, or close on a legendary Jeep Wrangler. But don't delay. With deals like these, there's sure to be a run on our stock.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight in Health Watch, are you putting yourself at risk for a deadly form of skin cancer? Dermatologists warn 2 bad sunburns before you're 20 years old doubles your odds. Melanoma is the rarest form of skin cancer. It's also deadly in its advanced stages. That's why early detection and prevention are the best weapons we have to fight it. Carol Campbell does her clients a big favor. She tells them about any unusual freckles or moles along their hairline or scalp. She knows how important it is. 2 years ago, Carol had a mole removed from her chest. Doctors discovered it was malignant.
It was not a typical melanoma. It was brown. It was a perfect circle. It was a reddish brown. It was not black. And it was, the melanomas are usually depigmented, you know, there'd be dark and light spots. And it was not that either. It was just an even color brown. The only thing was it itched.
I've had probably more people that found the melanoma by self-referring themselves for something that just looked unusual to them, and they came in to get it checked out.
Because Carol caught it early, the cancer hadn't spread to her lymph nodes or major organs. Her aunt wasn't so lucky. She died from skin cancer.
You know, I wish I could, you know, make people understand that it's a very serious thing. You really need to be careful. You need to have things checked out.
Recurrences occur generally more frequently in the first 5 years, so that's the most important time period.
Carol had her second melanoma removed just 6 weeks ago. With melanoma, like many cancers, Carol's family faces a higher risk of getting the disease.
I carry sunscreen with me. I guess nobody else does. Think about it.
Carol's daughter Kim always protects her skin from the sun's harmful rays because she's seen the damage it causes.
Seeing her scars, you know, and then after my aunt died, then it just really hits you, you know, after somebody actually dies from it.
I always thought the fair skin was horrible because you're pale and you're pasty, and it's so much nicer when you have a little color in your cheeks and you look more healthy. But it's not worth it. Absolutely not worth it.
You can get your skin checked for free during a special skin cancer screening on Saturday in Huntsville. It's at the UAH medical clinics from 8:30 to 11:30. In Decatur, the free screening is tomorrow at Decatur General Hospital, but you will need to call Decatur General to make an appointment. A new study adds fuel to the debate over how to handle prostate cancer. It found that men who have their prostate gland removed have side effects more often than expected. According to the research, men who've had the gland removed risk losing both urinary control and their ability to have sex. Out of 282 patients, 41% report urinary control problems and 88% were impotent 1 year after surgery. Past studies reported the problems were rare. Well, ladies, yet another reason that we all need to watch our weight. You see, women who gain weight around age 30, that's even 10 to 20 pounds, may risk or increase their risk of breast cancer. Researchers have long noticed a link between obesity and breast cancer. So they set out to see if there's any particular time in life gaining weight is especially hazardous. It turns out it's risky to put on weight in your 30s.
That excess weight around that time period was extremely important based on this study. Of course, lots more studies need to be done before we can really come out with a conclusion.
Now, there are a number of factors that influence breast cancer that we can't control, such as age and family history. This study points to a possible risk factor that we can control: our weight. Well, that's a look at Health Watch for tonight. Tomorrow, find out why so many babies are born by cesarean section in the Southeast. That's tomorrow night in Health Watch. And remember, as always, the road to good health starts one step at a time. Tom and Jeanette.
Thank you, Holly. Weather radar does have its limitations, but there is one main drawback. Jay explains in Weather School.
And local high school baseball players take certain precautions before playing that big game.
Well, you know, I read a lot about what they call 3 strikes and you're out. You know, that's a baseball game.
Yeah.
We're talking about crime now. Should a man have a right to commit 3 murders or 3 rapes or 3 robberies? 3 strikes and you're out may be good in baseball, but it ought to be 1 strike and you're out in crime. It ought to be that when you go into prison, if you go in prison and you do the crime, you ought to serve the time. And that time ought to be hard labor. You know, I believe 1 strike and you ought to be out.
Hubbard, governor.
They are a fire out of control, yet he will extinguish them. Their sting brings pain. His sting brings protection. You've met the enemy, fire ants. Now, meet the exterminator, the Orchid Man. Armed with the new fire kill control system, he wipes out fire ants, destroys the nest, and prevents their return, guaranteed. The Orchid Man. 1 call destroys them all.
Rush Limbaugh. There's no other radio personality like him, and WVNN AM 770 is your Rush Limbaugh station.
Just awesome to be as good as I am.
Hear Rush Limbaugh weekdays 11 to 2 in the Rush Limbaugh Morning Update at 6:38 and 8:56, only on AM 770 WVNN. He's Rush Limbaugh, and there's no other radio personality like him. Hear Rush Limbaugh today, 11 till 2, on the Valley's News Talk leader, WVNN AM 770.
WVNN 770 News Radio.
They're all angels, but boy, do they make a mess. In my classroom, I have a cabinet full of Brawny. Those thirst pockets do the trick. Spill after spill, day after day. At times, I lose it. Sometimes I'd like them to absorb the kids.
Only Brawny has thirst pockets. Each 2-ply sheet has hundreds of them, making Brawny remarkable at soaking up spills.
Brawny gets to the mess before the mess gets to you.
Now Brawny also comes 100% recycled.
Did you know out of every tax dollar you spend on education, 1 penny winds up in the classroom? But Alabama spends enough of your pennies on prisoners to reach to Australia. And the federal government's yearly budget uses enough pennies to reach to the moon. 60,000 times. Our special report, Tax Dollars at Work, tonight at 10 on WAFF 48, the Tennessee Valley News Channel.
This weather school information is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Well, we're talking about weather radar limitations.
You know, obviously it's not perfect. There's got to be something that holds it back. And what is it? Is it the amount of power available to the radar, how big the antenna is, or the curvature of the Earth? We do live on the Big Blue Marble. What do you think, Jeanette?
I'm going to defer and let one of our Brewer High School guests answer.
What do you think, A, B, or C? C. Tom, what do you think?
I was going to say C.
Yeah, you
well,
were.
after it's highlighted, it's kind of easy now,
That's exactly it, because the Earth slopes away, the beam gets higher and higher, and eventually it gets so high it's not any good. That's the big debate over NEXRAD. The beam's going to be at 10 to 12,000 feet over the valley. Is that too high to detect tornadoes? I've been invited to be a panelist out at the Bevel Center next Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Public's invited. Weather Service is going to be there, myself, some other panel members, and we'll be hashing that out before the public.
Maybe we'll have a good turnout.
I hope so.
Right.
Good deal. All right, thanks,
Jay.
Well, Mark's in the newsroom now with sports of all sorts. Believe it or not, still, people I think would say it's better to be safe than sorry.
Better to be lucky than good, too. How about that one? Knock on wood and cross your fingers. The Huntsville Tigers will play for a state baseball title this weekend, and I tell you, this is a pretty superstitious bunch.
Every time I go to the plate, before I go up there, I rub my hands in the dirt, then I fix the dirt in the batter's box, and I tap each corner of the plate every time, before every pitch.
Well, sometimes I wear the same socks every game. Depends on if we're winning. I don't like shave after we've been winning either.
So, like, do you wash the socks?
Well, yeah, I just wear the same ones. Wash them out.
Okay, you do wash them out, though?
Yeah.
I'm kind of superstitious about his helmet. I wear the same helmet every time. I won't bat without it. Somebody's got it on, I get it from them always.
Is it just, you know, something you developed over time, or you don't like people wearing your stuff? What's the deal?
I don't know. It seems like I always get more hits with it.
My batting glove, I've had it for about a year and a half, and I hadn't washed it or nothing. It's gotten smell pretty bad, but still use it and everything.
I just go up to the plate, and sometimes I start singing in there to try to get me calm down, and I'll take about 2 to 3 swings before the pitcher delivers the ball.
What do you sing?
I try to sing some slow songs to get me kind of relaxed up at the plate. Nothing too fast, because I don't want to get too excited, because I start messing my swing up and everything.
Give me a couple of bars or something.
I don't have a few bars.
Come on, give me a couple of bars or something.
Nah.
Come on, please.
I ain't got.
I got a quarter. I'll give you a quarter.
It'll be more than a quarter.
Guess if you want to hear him sing, you just have to go watch Huntsville play, and they will be playing. They'll travel down to play Robertsdale down near Mobile for that 5A state championship starting Friday afternoon.
Good luck to them.
You bet.
I wonder if he sings Feelings. I wonder if that's in his repertoire.
I don't know. Maybe yes, old 70s tunes. I have no idea.
All right. See you a little later, Mark.
Okay.
Well, still ahead on the Tennessee Valley News Channel. So you say you've got junk at your house.
Jamie Cooper introduces us to a man making animals out of anything and everything. Plus, religion gives hope to people living behind bars.
Our special report looks at how the power of prayer sets prisoners free. But first, the recycling craze takes over one community.
Find out what's driving these people to set records for the state.
When we turn this shovel today, what we see in this soil is the future.
After a nationwide search, Mercedes-Benz chose Alabama, creating thousands of jobs for our state and restoring a quiet pride in the men and women working to move Alabama forward.
It is the future of all who want to look back with pride and say, yes, I am an Alabamian.
Wholesome government.
Come be part of the excitement as Champion Chevrolet Olds in Athens celebrates the grand opening of their brand new facility. Friday and Saturday, save like never before with celebration pricing and special financing on truckloads of new vehicles. Come see for yourself. Everything on the lot will be clearly marked, and the price you see is the price you pay. Enjoy the Miss Alabama preview show Friday at 7 and Saturday at 11 with free hot dogs, Pepsi, and door prizes. Come join the grand opening celebration at Champion Chevrolet Olds, Highway 72 in Athens.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley News Channel with Tom Kennemer, Jeanette Smith, meteorologist Jay Prater, and Mark Thornhill's Sports. This is the Tennessee Valley News Channel.
The Tennessee Valley leads the state in recycling efforts.
And Decatur is in the forefront with about 80% of the population pitching in there. Now the city is adding new items to their recycle list. Wes Terrain joins us live from Decatur with more on this. Wes?
Well, Jeanette, in 2 weeks, the city will add household aerosol cans and slick paper magazines to the recycling list. The aerosol cans will go in the recycling bin, while magazines should be separated in a paper bag next to the recycling bin. Recycling officials are confident residents will participate. Workers will tell you the blue bins are always in place, rain or shine.
It's relatively heavy just about every week we come over, so we look for a full day's work every time we come over.
Instead of just throwing it in the trash?
Third-grade students at Leon Sheffield Elementary School learned the importance of recycling. In fact, city leaders say the classroom is one reason why the program is so successful in Decatur.
Well, there was a high public awareness of environmental issues, I think, already in this area before we started, and continues to be. The school children are taught a lot about environmental issues with their curriculum.
The students will encourage their parents to recycle. Rebecca Gitz says having a family has made environmental issues more important.
The world's becoming overloaded with garbage, and there's going to be a day to where you are not going to have a place to put garbage.
Almost 5,000 tons of items to be recycled have been picked up. And that means the program is adding life to the Decatur landfill and saving the city thousands of dollars that it would cost to find a new one. Recycling and composting in Decatur and Morgan County has created a 17% reduction in landfill waste.
The amount of recyclables that we have collected since we started the program would fill a hole the size of a football field, 29 feet deep.
Now, the national recycling participation average is about 50%. All of North Alabama ranks higher than that. Florence and Huntsville also report participation rates at about 75 to 80%.
But you guys really have high numbers over there. It seems like dedication really is the key to making it work.
Well, as you saw there about the students, they go home and they tell their parents to recycle. So the students have a lot to do with that because they'll simply push the parents to contribute to the environment.
And we know how influential those kids can be, huh, Wes?
Right.
All right, thanks.
Sure.
Tom?
Political signs may soon be on their way to the Decatur-Morgan County landfill. City workers are taking down political signs that don't comply with Decatur's sign ordinance. Some are too big, weighing more than 200 pounds. Others are too close to the curb. Some candidates don't like it, but city leaders say they were made aware before the signs went up.
Some of the signs that have not complied with the ordinance pose a traffic hazard in that they may block intersections, and aside from the hazards that may be caused, they don't contribute to the beauty of the city.
Workers collected about 1,000 illegal signs. Candidates may pick them up at the Public Works Department on Central Parkway. Well, tractors and cars can be a dangerous, even deadly combination.
Here's a look now at some of the stories topping our news at 5. The danger became all too clear today in Madison County. One farmer was hurt when a tractor and car collided north of Hazel Green. At this time of year, farmers will be driving their equipment on rural roads that connect their fields. Motorists are warned to be extra cautious and please slow down when you're approaching the big machines. Well, Florence puts out some big bucks to attract big business. City officials hope a $3 million effort to widen the Port of Florence will open the way for more business there. The project was paid for by Florence, Lauderdale County, some state and federal funds as well. Engineers hope to finish this project by October. And that's a look at a couple of stories topping our news at 5.
They are locked away for murder, rape, robbery, virtually every crime you can imagine. But some inmates at the Limestone Correctional Facility say they're finding freedom. Chris Carden joins us now with the second of a 3-part special report, The Power of Prayer. Chris, what did you find at the prison?
Well, I found there was a lack of trust between inmates and anger and very little faith in anything. It could be the end of the line, but some inmates are finding a new beginning through the power of prayer.
This is life inside the Limestone County Correctional Facility. It's controlled and harsh, and the punishment is one few outsiders can imagine. But the system is also meant to rehabilitate, and too often, this is where the system fails. But some successes are found among prisoners involved in the ministry. Inmates say the prison chapel helps get them out of jail and keep them out. Melvin Pope is serving a life plus 20-year sentence for armed robbery and murder. But after being involved in the ministry for 4 years, he is up for parole this month.
I've seen guys go out in this 14 years I've built without Christ, and probably 80–90% of them come back. I see them within 6 months or a year. I know guys here that's been back 4 times in that period of time. Then I know guys that's went out and they've got involved in a church, and they've been real involved in a church, and they stay out. There's success out there, and they're making it. They've been out for years, and now they're coming back into prison telling us you can make it out there.
There are more than 1,500 prisoners here. All are under constant watch, even while they're in the yard. And the yard is as close as many come to freedom. But officials say chapel service here offers a freedom of spiritual well-being.
There is a verse in the Bible that says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And I believe that. I believe that these fellows, through learning to go by the rules that are established in the Bible, can learn to go by anyone's rules. And I believe that there is a certain freedom that can be obtained even while they're inside a prison.
The Limestone Correctional Facility offers chapel service every night, and most inmates never take advantage of it, but those that do say their faith helps them deal with the anger they feel being locked behind bars. Inmate Jerome Daniel.
So yeah, I think a lot of us come in with hatred, but coming to the church, it gives you a better outlook on life, you know. It gives you a better perspective on life, give you a better perspective on how you should think about yourself, how you should feel about yourself. And that's what I get here at Limestone Church.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee.
Prisoners say they are reformed only if they want to be. In the chapel, they choose reformation through religion as a key to escape life inside a cage. One prison ministry says its rate of rehabilitation is about 85%. Now, reportedly, that is far better than the overall prison rate.
That is a good rehab rate.
Well, that's what they say. I mean, there are no statistics that
to
may
back
support
it up
right.
necessarily.
But the inmates say that they are really rehabilitated by this.
Oh, what's coming up tomorrow, Chris?
Tomorrow, I take a look at how the power of prayer affects young people, particularly kids at Oakwood College and Oakwood Academy, and how many are choosing between God and the dangers of drugs and alcohol.
Okay, look forward to that. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Well, how many ways can you say it, Tom? Today's weather is perfect. Today's weather is
numerous ways.
It was pretty outside.
Let's hope it keeps up, especially through the weekend. Jay's forecast is up next.
Plus, get to know your local police officer. Florence police share fun and friendship with the local kids.
Only WAFF 48 has Storm Alert, your around-the-clock direct link to the National Weather Service. 48 Storm Alert, the Tennessee Valley's first official word of severe weather.
A cop wrongly accused of murder has only one person who can prove his innocence, himself. Richard Crenna, Threat of Innocence, tonight on NBC.
Tonight on an all-new Law & Order. A story ripped from today's headlines.
Somebody get a doctor?
A tennis star attacked.
Guy with a stick. That narrows it down.
A rival is accused.
Allison getting 10 grand.
I can't believe she'd do it.
But when the truth is revealed, it will shock you. A powerful new Law & Order, NBC Tonight.
The Tennessee Valley News Channel Press is here. Hang on to your copy for tips on good health.
If your basement gets wet when bad weather hits, then it's time to call All Dry. With the patented All Dry basement system, we don't dig up your lawn or jackhammer your basement floors. In most cases, the All Dry basement system can be installed in just 1 day, and we offer a lifetime guarantee on our work. Get your wet basement fixed now. Write down the number, pick up the phone, and call All Dry today.
Jay's in again?
Yeah, that's a group from Brewer High School is visiting our studio. Look
Thank
what
you,
they brought
Tom.
me.
How sweet of you.
Not only did they provide Tom the correct answer to today's weather school question,
they gave Jeanette a paper.
No, they gave Jay this.
They gave
very
Jay
nice.
a paper holder?
I like that. Nice little
I would like
brass
to have
little memo,
this.
memo
Sure,
holder.
okay.
All right. Well, you know, if you would have gotten the weather school question on your own, Then maybe.
Well, notepad holder is what that is.
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
That's very nice.
That's pretty sharp. I'm going to make good use of that. All right, outside right now, just a fantastic day, 76. The high got all the way up to 79. This morning's low was 55. And there are your sunrise and sunset times for tomorrow. The breeze currently, guess where? Out of the north, providing the cooler, drier air, and it's moving in with a vengeance today. It's 17 miles an hour, but gusting up to 24, and the air is bone dry. Dew point at 47, humidity 36%. Falling barometer, no rainfall, and air quality 48. I like that number. It's in the good category. 75 right now in Chattanooga, 77 in the Shoals and in Birmingham, 76 in Gadsden, and 78 in Jackson, Tennessee. Clear skies all across the south. We've got that northerly breeze providing the drier air. You see the clouds over here, Texas running up to New Mexico, but as we go back in time to 5 o'clock this morning, we put them into motion over the past 12 hours. Notice how they're moving towards the north. They're not pushing towards the valley, so don't worry about any kind of chance of rain for about the next 5 days or so. The Omega block still well in effect. Here's the upper atmospheric flow at about 18 to 20,000 feet. You can see it kind of resembling the Greek letter Omega. When you have this big bump in the middle, this ridge of high pressure, it's really hard to break this kind of pattern down. And also, it allows Mother Nature to really start heating up the ground underneath the ridge, and it's cooler and stormier where you have the upper level lows. Let's look at temperatures across the country. Check it out. It's right now 63 in Central Park in New York, 79 in Atlanta, in Memphis, Tennessee, 86 as you start to move into the heartline, and 79 all the way up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but where the other area of low pressure is, still nice and chilly, 62 right now in Idaho Falls, Idaho. All right, who cares about the rest of the country? Let's figure out what's going on in here overnight tonight. Dry air, even cooler, 50 Huntsville, Decatur, 49 in Athens, 47 Pulaski and Lawrenceburg, I think 49 in Gadsden, 50 in Fort Payne, 52 in the Shoals, 51 in Russellville, and 52 in Double Springs and Coleman. And highs tomorrow, believe it or not, still going to be breezy wind out of the north. Let's roll the mercury back just a couple of degrees. 73 in Huntsville, Decatur, 72 in Athens, 75 in Scottsboro, 74 in the Shoals. Here's your forecast now. For this evening, clear, breezy and cool, 72 at 7, 63 at 9. Overnight tonight, starry skies, chilly, low down to 50. Tomorrow morning, a dry start, 100% sunshine, a quick rebound in temperature, 53 at 7, 68 by noon. And tomorrow afternoon, more sun, a touch cooler, continued dry and breezy, 73 with a breeze, 10 to 20. Here's a look at the Tennessee Valley Weather Planner. A few clouds start to pop up, maybe a stray shower late Monday or late into Tuesday, but still a fantastic rest of the week and a really good-looking weekend ahead.
I like these Omega blocks, right?
Oh, yeah, I tell you, and every time we get one, you're going to be like the Omega expert from now on.
I think so. All
right. He already thinks he is.
All right.
Thanks, Jay.
Well, today's beautiful weather only added to a memorial service by the Fraternal Order of Police.
They are honoring 13 fellow officers who died in the line of duty. The service started with a presentation of colors and prayers. A cross of flowers was placed on the monument that honors the fallen officers. The ceremony concluded with a 21-gun salute and a bagpipe rendition of Amazing Grace. Meanwhile, police in Florence are making it a special day for some 5th and 6th graders. The kids just completed a drug education course and got a day in the sun as an award. The annual event at Funland gives police officers and kids a chance to relax and enjoy the day together. More than 1,000 students will be fed and entertained, so I'm sure they enjoyed that.
Yeah, good day to be outdoors and have ice cream.
And remembering the message of being drug-free.
That's
Most
right,
importantly.
very important. Well, coming up, the Hartsville Tigers are all set for another state baseball title.
And golf pro Bill Sewell says your shadow knows and could provide a good tip on perfecting your swing.
When we were told that we were going to get Blue Cross, I was excited because I knew the employees would be excited. And I just want to jump up and shout, we now have Blue Cross, we have Blue Cross. And because I knew that it was going to be received well, and that's exactly how it was received. And when you get down to the bottom line and your profit level, and you look at your employees and the benefits that they're going to have, you're going to go to Blue Cross and Blue Shield every time. It's a win-win situation.
Fine. With Wendy's 99-cent super value menu, you can do things you just can't do anywhere else. For instance, take a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, put it with a big order of Biggie Fries and Biggie Drink. Or replace the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger with a bowl of rich and meaty chili, and the fries with a big baked potato. Or if you like a fresh salad, choose a Caesar side salad. You know, with our 99-cent super value menu, I could do this all day. Are you with me?
Right, Dave.
Good. Now take a Frosty, a bowl of chili, and put it with a Biggie Drink.
Cut government waste. Elect Rex Cheatham, State Senator.
While the politicians in Montgomery waste our taxpayers' money, our senior citizens are having to choose between food and medicine.
Join the campaign to cut government waste. Elect Rex Cheatham, State Senator.
If you've been thinking about playing the market this year, you'll want to take advantage of the stock sale now at your Jeep and Eagle dealer. Buy or lease a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo and save up to $1,200. Or buy or lease a new Eagle Vision. Get a great return on Jeep Cherokee Sport with air at no charge. Or close on a legendary Jeep Wrangler. But don't delay. With deals like these, there's sure to be a run on our stock.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
At Marvin's, you'll find a huge selection for your lawn and garden. And with our live goods guarantee, should any of your trees, shrubs, or plants purchased at Marvin's pass away within a year, we'll refund your money or replace it for free. Marvin's, everything you need for a beautiful world.
Some local teams will be going after some state titles.
This weekend, Lynn in 1A, New Hope in 3A, and of course Hartselle in 5A. We're going to talk about one of the top Hartselle Tigers right now. He's a big man with a big future to match. Darryl Green has a profile of Hartselle baseball star Steve Woodard.
Well, he's our main pitcher and one of our main hitters, and he's been on our team for the last 4 years, so he's been a real plus for us, and he's our main man.
And about now, Stevie Woodard is getting used to the role of leader for the Tigers. The ace pitcher has been aboard since his freshman year at Hartselle. He's seen his fair share of state championship rings, but taking home one more would seem a proper finish to his all-star high school career.
I've had a pretty good year, but you know, I try to look ahead of that, and this is a team game, and you know, state championship will make everything, you know, real great.
You know, you guys here every year. What's it feel like?
It feels great every year, I guess. You know, this year meant a lot since I'm a senior, and hopefully we can go down to Robertsdale and bring home a state title.
This is only the beginning for the 6'2 slugger. He's got a lot of decisions to make this summer. He's signed to play college ball for Tennessee back in the fall, and the Major League Draft is less than a month away.
College or pro? Have you made up your mind? Do you know yet, or are you still waiting?
We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Draft's June 2nd. And we'll just wait and see what happens.
No matter which path he chooses, obviously this young hurler has many more days in the sun to look forward to. From Hartselle, Darryl Green, Tennessee Valley News Channel Sports.
In the big leagues, the Rangers are paying a visit to the A's this afternoon. That's Will Clark with a big 3-run shot for the Rangers. By the way, former Huntsville star Ernie Young started and left. He was 0 for 4 for Oakland as Texas won this one 6-2. Elsewhere this afternoon, Minnesota beat New York 13-5. National League, Montreal too much for Philadelphia, and Chicago a run better than San Diego. In the Southern League tonight, the Stars return home to host Nashville at 7:05. The men's top seed is gone from the Southern Open. Actually, Martin Barba of California was a no-show, which opens the door for guys like third seed Dan Cassidy. Cassidy here in the near court was a 6-2, 6-4 winner today over Steve Pelletier.
Well, I haven't played a match in 7 months. It was just the key is trying to stay focused. My concentration wandered a lot, but he had a tough game to play in this win. He gave me no rhythm, and it was good to get through it, though.
Also, second seed Michael Hegarty was a straight sets winner over Huntsville's Charles Jansing, and number 4 Gabriel Kiemer advanced over Brian Kelly. And finally, in his saving strokes tip tonight, Monrovia course head pro Bill Sewell says only the shadow knows.
One of the biggest problems most amateurs have in hitting inconsistent golf shots is head movement. Now, you always hear the expression, keep your head down. Well, that's a little bit of a misnomer. You really want to keep your head still. In other words, cut the side-to-side motion. Well, how do I practice that? Well, here's a good way that you can do it at home, do it at the range, do it anywhere. On a sunny day or at a range at night, get a golf ball, get it out in front of you, and cast the shadow of your head directly on a golf ball like that, and then just make full golf swings like that, and try to keep your head over the golf ball. Keep the shadow of your head over the ball. After a few passes like that, and you feel what it's like to keep your head still, then you can execute it on the golf course, hit a lot better shots, and enjoy the game a whole lot more.
And I guess with a drill like that, it helps if you have a fat head, you know?
Yeah. Well, what if it's cloudy, though?
Huh?
You won't
No,
be
you
able
can't
to
do
play.
it when it's cloudy.
Yeah, okay.
You get a sun lamp and put it behind you.
That'll work.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay.
Well, get your pen and some paper. A final look at this evening's phone number when we return.
Plus, if you think you're a pack rat, wait until you meet this next guy. Collection is an understatement here.
When the going gets
If you have a videotape or see news happening, call the Tennessee Valley News Channel at 533-NEWS. That's 533-NEWS.
Here's looking at you at the village shop. Here's looking at you. Here's looking at the way you make me smile. Here's looking at the clothes you buy. Says you're satisfied. Who's looking at you every day? Here's looking at you. Here's looking at you at the village shop.
Final markdowns at the Edwards Building. Living room groups including sofa and love seat, $3.99. Brass beds are $39. Bunk beds are $88. Canopy beds are $99. Our lowest prices ever at the Edwards Building. Farmhouse dining tables are $59. Queen Anne tables are $29. Lamps including fabric shade, $19. Final markdowns at the Edwards Building, North Memorial Parkway, Huntsville.
Remember this?
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
They're back at Lynn Layton Chevrolet.
That means you can buy any car, truck, or van on the lot for less. A lot less.
Even hard-to-find models like convertibles, Suburbans, and extended cabs.
So come on.
Make that short drive to Lynn Layton and Decatur.
Have a hot dog, a Coke, and yes, even an apple pie.
Plus, get 2 tickets to see the Atlanta Braves and hotel accommodations free with every car purchase.
Remember,
baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and
Here's a chance to jot down our job line number. For information on the diesel mechanic or machinist positions, you can call the Huntsville Employment Service at 539-2141.
Coming up at 10 on the Tennessee Valley News Channel tonight, how much education money really goes toward education? The answer may shock you.
The Arts Council for $2 million, part of the Alabama Education Trust Fund. The Music Hall of Fame for $148,000. Part of the Alabama Education Trust Fund.
In our special report, Tax Dollars at Work, find out who's getting the money that should be going to the classroom. Plus, Valley parents go door to door to help keep kids off the streets. They're pitching a summer program that keeps children out of trouble. Join us for these stories and more tonight at 10. And finally tonight, you've heard it before, what may be one man's junk is another man's treasure.
That's right. Jamie Cooper checks in with the man who's making masterpieces of our metal.
The metal busters is one of the hardest to find. If anybody's got any of these things right there, I'll buy them from them. I'll come and get them. I'll pay you more than you can get for them in a junkyard.
Basically, what is all this stuff?
Old, abandoned farm equipment. You know, like hay balers, rakes, mowing machine. Just any kind of metal that can be salvaged and turned into something. This is the hood off of a 46 Chevrolet truck. This piece here, this is part of the hood off the truck. Okay, his face structural is a middle buster. There's 2 door knobs, glass door knobs. There's a braking plow. What you're looking at now, Jamie, is some ornamental iron, a couple of sprockets out of an old mule-driven planter. About here, you got 4 one-horse braking plows. A lot of people don't know the difference. That'll go with the Zulu Indians out front. I'm making an orangutan for them.
That's an orangutan?
It's supposed to be.
What's that made out of?
There's my dad's post hole diggers.
Now, I know all this stuff right here looks like plain scrap iron and junk, and for all practical purposes it is. But in the imagination of Cecil Angel, all of this is pieces of art just waiting to come alive. In Cloverdale, I'm Jamie Cooper and company. Get out of here.
Cecil is creative, isn't he?
It's like some weird kind of metal Jurassic Park kind of thing, wasn't it?
I bet he's got a big Rust-Oleum bill.
But he tries to take care of it. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, he does.
Saw the old middle buster there with doorknobs on.
Maybe Jamie will get a couple of pieces and put them out front of the station on the Parkway so everybody can enjoy it.
I'm sure a general manager wouldn't mind that.
No, not at all.
I'm glad you guys brought it up. That's our time for now. Thanks for being with us, everyone. NBC Nightly News is coming your way next.
From all of us here at the Tennessee Valley News Channel, have a good evening, and we'll see you again at 10.
See you a little later.
Thank you for watching the Tennessee Valley News Channel. Selected as Best Newscast by the Huntsville Press Club.